Namaskar, good evening. You are watching Rajya Sabha Television. I am Smriti Rastogi with News Tonight. Let's begin the bulletin with the top headlines. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu leads nation in paying tributes to the martyrs of Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Releases commemorative postal stamp. Dedicates coin to mark 100 years of colonial era atrocity in Amritsar. British High Commissioner to India says UK regrets shameful incident. In Karnataka, Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Lok Sabha polls this time are all about New India in the 21st century. Targets Congress JDS coalition for choosing dynasty over nationalism. BJP President Amit Shah hits out at SP-BSP RLD alliance in Uttar Pradesh's Shahjahanpur and Badaयूं. Says opposition may not have decided its leader, but public has already chosen Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister once again. SP-BSP leaders also hold rally in Badaयूं. Congress chief Rahul Gandhi addresses rallies in Karnataka. Suggestions of links between reported tax waiver to a private company and the Rafale deal inaccurate, says Defense Ministry. Calls efforts to draw such connections based on a French media report mischievous attempts to spread disinformation. And country celebrates Ram Navami with enthusiasm and fervor. President says Lord Ram's life inspires us to strive for nobility in thought, words and deeds. Vice President and Prime Minister greet public on the occasion. And first, all the election news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday said that India is making a mark in the world by way of rapid progress. Addressing a public rally in Tamil Nadu's Theni, he said that the DMK, Congress and their Mahamilavati friends cannot accept strides that India has made and therefore were unhappy with him. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said he is committed to having a new India where all can live in security, prosperity and with dignity. Taking a swipe at the DMK Congress combined, he said that those who were sworn enemies have joined hands. The Prime Minister said that the central government is on full-time vigil and will not allow people's money to be looted.
Farmers are the soul of our nation. Through the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi, lakhs of farmers in Tamil Nadu are now receiving over 4,000 crore rupees every year. Many farmers have received the first installment directly in their banks. It is now time for the second installment. For decades, farmers were demanding MSP at 1.5 times the cost. We have fulfilled this demand.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi also addressed his second rally in Ramanathapuram district in Tamil Nadu. At the rally, the Prime Minister blamed the Congress for stopping many of his government's efforts and made renewed promises for a water ministry.
Congress, DMK and their Mahamilavat alliance had no vision for mission for the nation. Their only glue is hatred for Modi. Day and night they say one thing, remove Modi, remove Modi, remove Modi.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi also addressed rallies in Karnataka. Speaking at Mangaluru rally, he said that Lok Sabha polls were not about choosing the Prime Minister or a government, but on how New India should be in the 21st century. Targeting the Congress JDS government in the state, Prime Minister said that the inspiration for the two ruling coalition partners was dynasty, but for the BJP, it was nationalism.
जब भारत आतंकियों को घर में घुसकर मारता है तो ये पूरी पलटन, ये महामिलावटी लोग सेना के पराक्रम पर भी सवाल उठाने के लिए आगे आ जाते हैं। ये लोग इतने नीचे गए हैं कि देश के सेनाध्यक्ष को भी गली का गुंडा कहते हैं, गली का गुंडा। इन्होंने शर्म करनी चाहिए कि नहीं करनी चाहिए?
Addressing a rally in Bengaluru, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that Congress party is very committed to the demilitarization in Kashmir and asked the audience whether they agree with this situation. At the rally, Prime Minister Modi also remembered former Union Minister Anant Kumar for his contribution to Bengaluru.
भाइयों बहनों, आज देश में ऐसे बदलाव लाता है जिसकी कोई कल्पना भी नहीं कर सकता था। आप मुझे बताइए साथियों, जब केंद्र में कांग्रेस की महामिलावटी रिमोट सरकार थी तो बेंगलुरु में धमाके हुए थे या नहीं? बम धमाके हुए थे कि नहीं हुए थे? बेंगलुरु सहित पूरा देश आतंकी हमले के साए में जीने के लिए मजबूर था कि नहीं था? भाइयों बहनों, चौकीदार के 5 वर्ष की चौकीदारी में कोई बड़ा धमाका हुआ क्या? 5 वर्ष पहले तक जिनको रोक पाना नामुमकिन लगता था, उसको मुमकिन किसने किया?
Meanwhile, Congress President Rahul Gandhi addressed an election rally in Kolar in Karnataka. He reiterated that his party will improve the economic situation of the poor if voted to power. He said that the minimum income of 72,000 rupees annually will be given to all poor people, which will add up to over 3 lakh rupees in 5 years under the Nyay scheme promised by the Congress in its election manifesto. BJP President Amit Shah on Saturday addressed rallies in Uttar Pradesh's Badaयूं and Shahjahanpur. Taking a jibe at the opposition in Badaयूं, Shah said that weak opposition cannot protect the country. He also targeted the SP-BSP-RLD alliance, saying that the opposition may not have decided its leader, but public has already chosen Modi as Prime Minister once again.
ये लोग करेंगे, आप मानते हैं ये गठबंधन वाले देश की रक्षा कर सकते हैं क्या? अरे मित्रों, अभी अभी पुलवामा में हमला हो गया। 10 साल तक पहले कांग्रेस की सरकार थी, ये मायावती और अखिलेश का समर्थन था। सपा बसपा कांग्रेस की सरकार थी। 10 साल तक ये आलिया मालिया जमालिया देश में घुस जाते थे और आतंक फैलाते थे, कोई जवाब दिया नहीं।
Speaking at his second rally at Shahjahanpur, BJP chief promised complete electrification of villages, jobs for everyone, and a toilet in every home by 2022.
एक तो पाकिस्तान में मातम था, छातियां पीट रहे थे, पीटनी ही चाहिए उनको तो, और दूसरा ये बुआ भतीजा के घर में मातम था, बुआ भतीजा के। इनके चेहरे देखे होंगे साफ सुन रहे, हंस नहीं पाते। मायावती जी कहती है शादी दी दो, साथ से दो। अखिलेश कहते हैं तो क्या हुआ, नकली है, स्ट्राइक हुई है। ये राहुल बाबा के गुरु सैम पित्रोड़ा कहते हैं इन पर क्यों बम गिराते हैं, उनसे बातचीत करिए, उनको समझाइए, उनको फुसलाइए। मुझे बताओ शाहजहांपुर के शहजादों, जो 40 जवानों को मार गिरा, इस पर बम गिराना चाहिए या बात करनी चाहिए?
BSP chief Mayawati said on Saturday that the BJP has failed to fulfill the promises made in 2014. Addressing a joint rally of the BSP-SP-RLD alliance in Badaयूं, Mayawati said that people of India are still waiting for the promised Achhe Din, as promised by Modi-led NDA government. Samajwadi Party President Akhilesh Yadav and Rashtriya Lok Dal chief Ajit Singh also addressed the rally. Akhilesh Yadav's cousin Dharmendra Yadav is the sitting MP and the alliance candidate from Badaयूं Lok Sabha seat.
गरीबों, मजदूरों, बेरोजगारों, कर्मचारियों, युवाओं, महिलाओं, किसानों, व्यापारियों व अन्य मेहनतकश लोगों के साथ साथ दलितों, आदिवासियों, पिछड़े वर्गों, मुस्लिम व अन्य धार्मिक अल्पसंख्यक समाज के लोगों को भी जो इन्हें अच्छे दिन दिखाने के असंख्य प्रलोभन भरे वायदे किए थे, तो उनका अभी तक भी इन्होंने जमीनी हकीकत में लगभग 1/4 हिस्सा भी कार्य पूरा नहीं किया है।
And addressing an election rally in Siliguri on Saturday, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee said that people should vote for the regional parties that are already working for the people of the state. Banerjee said that no other party will be able to work for the people of Bengal like TMC. Banerjee also criticized BJP and said that, like them, we will never seek votes highlighting the achievements of soldiers.
और सीपीएम खाली केरला में कुछ है और हिंदुस्तान में कोई भी नहीं है, और कांग्रेस वो भी नहीं कर पाएगा। थोड़ा थोड़ा स्टेट में जिसमें उसका है उसमें उसको करने दो, हमारा कोई एतराज नहीं है, लेकिन जिधर में हम है स्ट्रांग, क्यों आप कांग्रेस को वोट देंगे? जिधर में चंद्रबाबू नायडू है और जो रीजनल पार्टी है, क्यों आप और किसी को वोट देंगे? ऐसा हम चाहते हैं बिहार में लालू जी आगे बढ़े, हम चाहते हैं यूपी में मायावती जी, अखिलेश यादव, अजीत सिंह आगे बढ़े, हम चाहते हैं तमिलनाडु में जो रीजनल पार्टीज है आगे बढ़े।
Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister and TDP Chief N. Chandrababu Naidu on Saturday visited the Election Commission office in New Delhi to complain about the malfunctioning of the EVMs during the first phase polling in the state. Naidu said that at least 50% of the votes should match the VVPAT machine, which will increase its credibility. And Congress has released another list of 18 candidates for the Lok Sabha polls. The list contains the names of 9 candidates for Uttar Pradesh, 6 for Haryana and 3 for Madhya Pradesh. In Haryana, it has fielded Kumari Shelja from Ambala and sitting MP Dipendra Singh Hooda from Rohtak. The party has given ticket to Rama Kant Yadav from Bhadoi, Ajit Pratap Khushwaha from Ghazipur and Krishna Patel from Gonda seat in Uttar Pradesh. The list was finalized by the party Central Election Committee in New Delhi. And as the focus shifts to the second phase of elections in Odisha on April 18th, the tribal-dominated Kandhamal Lok Sabha seat in the state is witnessing a pitched triangular battle among BJD, BJP and Congress. The BJD has fielded Achyuta Samanta from Kandhamal seat. Our correspondent Anu Diwan caught up with Samanta, also Rajya Sabha member, who said that he is confident of winning the seat due to the clean image of the BJD Supremo Naveen Patnaik.
नवीन पटनायक माननीय मुख्यमंत्री मुझे राज्यसभा सांसद किए थे। अभी वो कंधमाल निर्वाचन मंडली के लिए लोकसभा सांसद प्रति रूप में खड़ा किए हैं। तो इसलिए खड़ा किए हैं, जो कंधमाल जो निर्वाचन मंडली है, कंधमाल जिला है, वो बहुत अनुन्नत है। माने इंडिया में और उड़ीसा में सबसे लोएस्ट में है एमंग ऑल द डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स इन द कंट्री। तो देखे जो डॉक्टर सामंत को यहाँ लोकसभा में खड़ा किए तो जरूर ये जिला का बहुत उन्नति, प्रगति, विकास आगे बढ़ाऊंगा। और मैं भी खुश हूँ जो काम मैं कॉन्फाइंड वे में कर रहा हूँ अभी बहुत बड़ा आकार में, बिगर वे में, बेटर वे में कर पाऊंगा। बिकॉज आप लोगों को पता है दैट पॉलिटिक्स इज बिगर प्लेटफॉर्म टू सर्व द सोसाइटी और द कंट्री और द स्टेट।
And with that, we'll slip into a very quick break. More news and updates on the other side. Stay with us.
Back to Kerala now, Sabrimala. Is that something that has hurt you? Something that has hurt the Congress? Something that the BJP has taken advantage of?
Well, yes, but I'm amazed that the BJP is actually, winning support for its role in Sabrimala, which has been a disgraceful role from the point of view of the very people they claim to be supporting. They're going around saying, we stood with the believers. But how do they stand with the believers? For any Supreme Court verdict, there are only two ways you can resolve it. One is the court itself overturns its decision, that's a judicial review, and that requires a review petition. The central government of the BJP never submitted a review petition. Congress party did. The second way is to introduce a law or an ordinance.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Defence has denied connections drawn between the tax exemption to a private company and the Rafale aircraft deal. In a statement released on Saturday, the Defence Ministry described reports drawing such conjunctural connections as inaccurate, tendentious, and a mischievous attempt to disinform. It also said that neither the period of the tax concession nor the subject matter of the concession relate even remotely to the Rafale deal concluded during the tenure of the present NDA government. The French embassy also asserted that the tax settlement with Reliance was not subject to any political interference whatsoever. It said that the global settlement was reached between French tax authorities and Reliance Flag and conducted in full adherence with legislative and regulatory framework. The statement from the Ministry of Defence and the French embassy comes in response to reports by a French newspaper which claimed that businessman Anil Ambani's French company got tax waiver of 143.7 million euro around the time of the Rafale deal. And some more developments. India on Saturday marked the centenary of the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, one of the worst atrocities of British colonial rule. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu paid tributes at the Jallianwala Bagh National Memorial in Amritsar. He also participated in the centenary prayer meeting observed on the completion of 100 years of the massacre. The Vice President also released a commemorative postal stamp and dedicated a coin to the centenary observance of the massacre. The Vice President apprised of the plan for reconstruction, development and extension of the National Memorial. The Vice President said that Jallianwala Bagh is a reminder to each one of us as to how hard-won and precious our freedom is. In a Twitter message, the Vice President said that the day is an occasion to shed a silent tear for each of the innocent Indians who lost their lives in 1919 and a poignant moment of reflection on colonial cruelty and irrational anger. He added that he will forever be indebted to those who gave up their lives to secure our freedom. And the best tribute was what we could pay them is to build a new India. It was on April 13, 1919, that troops of the British Indian Army, under the command of Brigadier General Dyer, fired indiscriminately at the crowd holding a peaceful meeting in the Jallianwala Bagh, leaving hundreds of people dead. The park was declared a national memorial by an Act of Parliament titled Jallianwala Bagh National Memorial Act 1951. It is managed by the Jallianwala Bagh National Memorial Trust. And President Ram Nath Kovind paid tribute to the martyrs of the Jallianwala Bagh tragedy. In a tweet, President Kovind said that 100 years ago on this day, the country's beloved freedom fighters were martyred at Jallianwala Bagh. He added that India can never forget the horrific massacre that left a stain on civilization. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also paid tribute to the martyrs of the tragedy. In a tweet, he wrote that the martyrs' sacrifice will never be forgotten. He said, "Those memory inspires us to work even harder to build an India they would be proud of." And Congress President Rahul Gandhi on Saturday laid wreath at Jallianwala Bagh Memorial to commemorate 100 years of massacre. Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh and State Minister Navjot Singh Sidhu were also present. British High Commissioner to India, Sir Dominic, also paid tribute at the memorial. He also said that it is one of the worst outrageous incidents. And now the news from Jammu and Kashmir, where two unidentified terrorists were on Saturday killed in an encounter with the security forces in Shopian district. According to the army officials, weapons and warlike stores have been recovered from the encounter site. Security forces launched a cordon and search operation in the area of Shopian in South Kashmir in the morning after receiving specific information about the presence of terrorists there. The search operation turned into an encounter after the militants fired upon the search party of the forces, who retaliated.
Once the search operation started, the hiding terrorist fired from a hideout. It was in an open area which is mostly the orchard area. And after that, the forces engaged the terrorist. What we are getting to know from the field, that two terrorists have been killed in this encounter. Arms and ammunition have been recovered. The final search in the area is going on. As far as the identities of the terrorists are concerned, we are still ascertaining. The affiliation of the terrorist from the material recovered from the spot and whatever inputs we have, they were from Jaish-e-Mohammed. Police has registered a case and investigation is going on.
And Ram Navami was celebrated in different parts of the country on Saturday. On the occasion, President Ram Nath Kovind extended greetings to all citizens. He said the life of Maryada Purushottam Ram must continue to inspire us all, and we should follow his footsteps and strive for nobility in our thoughts, words and deeds. He added that all citizens must imbibe these values in service of prosperous nation and harmonious world. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu also greeted the nation on the occasion and said that Ram was the personification of virtue, righteousness, courage and compassion. Prime Minister Narendra Modi too wished everyone a prosperous Ram Navami. Ram Navami was celebrated with religious fervour and enthusiasm in different parts of the country on Saturday. The festival makes the birth of Lord Ram the seventh incarnation of Lord Vishnu. And that's all we have for you in this edition of News Tonight. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.